I want you to think about your life right now. I was reflecting on when I decided to become a professional speaker. I looked at my life and I just said, you know what? I want to do more. I want more. I want more for myself, my family, my mother, and I want to be in charge of my own destiny. And what I was doing at that time was not providing that. And it got to a point, I don't know whether or not you've ever been there, that just doing something 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, just to pay the bills, to keep a roof over my head, and for transportation and food on the table, it just didn't get it. I mean, if you can understand how I felt, it just didn't get it. I didn't find that fulfilling. One, I was doing something that wasn't me. And I was doing something to survive. What it takes to live versus what it takes to survive are two different things. And so here's what I realized, that if you're not willing to take a chance on you, if you're not willing to learn something and reach beyond your comfort zone so that you can explore some other possibilities for yourself, you'll never discover the greatness that you have within yourself to do more, to have more, and to experience more. So I wanted to see what else was out there for me other than what I was doing at the time. I was a salesperson at Sears, and they said, if you're the top salesperson, that you will get a promotion to be the sales manager. Well, I was the top salesperson for 6 months in a row, and they told me they couldn't promote me. I said, no, don't say you couldn't, just say you won't promote me. Well, they said, well, the reason is it will lower morale. Lower morale? Yes. Everybody in that area there would be very upset. I was the only raisin in a glass of milk, if you know what I mean. I said, what? I said, come on, you gotta be kidding me. No. We would love to give you the promotion. I said, excuse me, don't use the word give. I've earned this. 6 months in a row, I've earned this. You said, if you're the top performer, you will be selected for manager. Now you're changing the rules. Now I had a choice. They said I would lower morale. So I took a chance on me. I wonder what happened to the morale when the top performer left. And they had the unmitigated gall to ask me to train the people that they were going to put over me. I said, hello, do I look like Mr. Buckethead? No. Be a team player. No. You know, some people got nerve. You know me? They got nerve up in here, up in here. I said, I got to do something that puts me in charge. If you want to be in charge of life, but I'm working from home now. This is what I do. When I'm not talking to you, you know what I'm doing? I'm speaking to corporations. I'm speaking to organizations. I'm speaking to different groups of people who want to be motivated and inspired, and helping them to create a sense of engagement and unification, even though they're separate geographically. And I'm doing that from the comfort of my home. I teach people how to use this computer to bring their personality through, their passion and their energy through, to create a significant emotional event. See, the reason I have the advantage of doing this than the average person, because I was in radio for many years. I couldn't see the people that I was talking to, and you do it after a certain period of time, you develop some skills intuitively that you know when you're connecting with people. And so that has given me a competitive edge. being in radio for so many years. That's why I'm teaching people now how to do virtual seminars and workshops now, and be successful at it. I'm successful at this, and one of the top impactful speakers doing this because of my background. Do something beyond your comfort zone. Learn something new so you can see what's in you. You got some more stuff back there, but you'll never find out what it is if you don't test yourself. And I was seeing these people speaking everywhere, and I said, I'm gonna put myself to the test. I look at them, they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. And so part of the whole process, because I was listening to motivational messages on a regular basis and I was getting fired up. Now, write this down. The people that are going to make it now, the people that are going to take advantage of this breakthrough. Listen, we work hard for where we are right now. Don't sleep this period now. Good times, they have an expiration date. Bad times, they have an expiration date. We just came through something. With the election of 2 senators, the scale has tilted. The force of evil has been subdued. Listen what I said. Not destroyed, but subdued. It will raise its ugly head again. So you want to maximize this time. You want to milk this moment. You want to make your move right now. And one of the things that I do, and I encourage my kids to do, when I make some money, I operate like I don't have a dime. Like I don't have a dime. I start working harder. And this is what you have to do. The people that are going to be successful are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. What is it that most people won't do? Here's what they won't do. Learn something new. They're comfortable with what they're doing now. Well, I've been doing this for a long time. So, learn something new. If you're not willing to learn anything new, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn something new, like I decided to do this, no one can stop you. I'm my own boss. I call my own shots. And I'm not saying this to you to impress you, but to impress upon you that you got it like that too. And that's why I'll train you how to do that, how to use your voice, how to use your gift of gab, how to use your knowledge and your skills. People with knowledge and skills are working for corporations. You need to learn how to work for yourself from home virtually and control your own destiny. Be your own boss. That's what time it is. Here's something else. I discourage you. Don't do this if you're not hungry. Did you hear what I just said? Now, I just told you you ought to do this, right? And then right after that, come on, Les, what are you saying now? You're telling me don't do it if? Yes. If you're not hungry. If you're going to make it today, you got to be hungry. The 47 million people are going to lose their jobs from artificial intelligence. Millions of people have lost their jobs because of coronavirus. You think you're the only one out here? No. It's a different market right now. It's different. There are people that are desperate, going through foreclosures and evictions, lost their jobs, lost their businesses. So the people that are going to come out on top, the people that will snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, they're hungry. When I came out here, I was hungry. I got 5 sons and 5 daughters and a mother that I want to take care of and buy a home for. You got to be hungry. People that are hungry are relentless. You got to get your hustle on. People that are hungry are the first ones there and the last ones to leave. Most people not hungry. Most people are conditioned to do just enough to keep from getting fired, working in an environment where they've been paid just enough to keep from quitting. It takes some time. to step out of that mental conditioning. People that are hungry, when I worked for WVKO, I was the program director. I was news director. I was manager of station operation. I did commercials. I did editorials. I did a talk show, The Voice of the People. Whole lot of stuff that they didn't pay me for. Why, Les? Because I wanted to learn. I wanted to make myself indispensable. That's why. That's why I did it. I wanted to make myself more valuable and increase my value for the operation. You have to have that kind of attitude about life. That are you increasing your value every day? If you were on the stock market, would you invest in you? Most people have to say no. Why? They're not reading anything. They're not learning anything new. They're operating within their comfort zone, and they're praying every day that they don't lose a job that they hate. That's what you call mixed emotions. See somebody you hate drive off a cliff in your car. You're glad they're gone, but not in your car. Oh, behave, hello, whatever. No, it's a different place now. You got to be hungry. You have to get your stuff together. Average is over. The being average, doing just enough to get by, no. And when I talk to people, I can ask a certain question. I can tell the hungry ones and the ones who are slackers. And they're everywhere, the pigeons. See, today, employers are looking for eagles. You go outside right now and see some pigeons, but it's going to take a minute to see some eagles because they fly high. This is what time it is. And when you look at yourself, look at your goals, look at your dreams, this time demands that you get outside of your comfort zone. This time requires that you invest in you. That's what I was willing to do. The people that will be successful are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People who are not successful have large television screens, and people who are successful have large libraries. Hello? Oh, people who are hungry are willing to discipline themselves. They're willing to dedicate themselves to learn something different. See, anything can be mastered if you're willing to put in the time and put in the effort and focus yourself on learning how to do that to make yourself stand out. In the attention economy, this is the attention economy. You got to make yourself stand out. Yes, you just can't mosey through this time and think you're going to get some customers. So you have to think in terms of market takeaway. What value are you bringing that's superior to everybody else? You've got to operate out of the thinking of Henry David Thoreau. Do not go where the path may lead. Go where there's no path and leave a trail. You got to set a new standard. I got a message for you, and I want you to share it with others. Don't be selfish, because I want to talk to you about shifting your focus and managing your mind and the thoughts that you have. Because when we wake up in the morning, advertisers are competing for the real estate of our minds. And what we have to do is begin to be proactive in programming ourselves rather than allowing ourselves to be programmed by the world. That's why we're told, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. If you agree with me, I want you to put yes in the comment section. Just put yes. Make a brother feel good. and something else. See, there are things that's going to happen just beyond our reach. And it's important that you be okay with that. That's God's business. You do what you can do, handling your business and those things that you can handle, and those things that's beyond you, you have to let go or be dragged. Because there's a lot of stuff. This thing called life where we are, we've never been here before. I feel like Mother Teresa, she said, Lord, I know you know how much I can bear. I just wish you didn't have so much confidence in me. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. So I want to share some thoughts with you. People ask me, what do you do during tough times? How do you handle it? Well, they asked the right person. As I speak to you, I have this trophy here from Cancer Centers of America. It is a trophy that you don't want. It's called the Cancer Center Perseverance Award. Perseverance. I'm a 29-year, 4th stage prostate cancer conqueror. All right, so you don't want that award. Some awards you want, some awards you don't want. But I'm glad to get the award because I'm still here. So the question becomes, how do you do that? How do you keep a positive mindset in the face of a prognosis and say, you're on the way out? How do you deal with that? Well, number one, what's very important is to understand this, that at any given time, we have the power to choose. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. We have the power to choose to focus on the things that are not what we want them to be, or focus on what we can do to create the things that we want in our lives. See, because at the end of the day, life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. So I deliberately, when I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful. I say, I'm great and grateful. I'm still here. There are a lot of people that didn't wake up this morning. They're taking a dirt nap. Hello? So I'm grateful. I'm not in pain. You can hear my voice. I can still serve. At 77, I can still make an impact. All right? So what you have to do is face this. Every day is not going to be a good day, but there's some good in every day. So here's my challenge to you. Look for the good. I ain't playing with you. I'm coming for you right now. Look for the good because it's here. And then just take the time to savor it. What most people do, and this is crucial, they leave their minds open like a universal garbage can and taking in stuff and information that they can't do anything about. I support the Ukrainians without any question. I pray for them. I support them. I will contribute to anything to help people who are being displaced. But I will not watch the news on that. It's too negative. I'm not going to inundate my mind with stuff that does not build me up. You remember that song, Don't Let Nobody Bring Me No Bad News? If you can identify with what I'm saying up in here. My brother, I was talking to him the other day, my twin brother, and I can hear him cranking up to give me some bad news. I said, hold just a minute. I paused for a minute. I said, you know what? I'm going to circle back with you. And so he thought I hung up, and I heard him say in the background, he's not going to call me back. He's right. No, I don't want to hear that. He's about to tell me some problem about somebody. I don't know that person. Why do I need that in my mind? I remember a story about a very brilliant man. We all had heard his name, Albert Einstein, and he was asked for his phone number. And he went to a payphone booth and went into the telephone booth and opened up a telephone book. And they said, wait a minute, you Einstein, you don't know your phone number? He said, I don't keep information in my mind that's not usable to me. I don't call myself. Why should I put some stuff in my mind about things I can't do anything about other than saying, wow, I'm sorry to hear that. But I will take some things in that inspire me, things that encourage people that I can use in my presentations. I tell speakers and I train speakers, and some of you out there, I want you to listen to me, and I'm going to give you a strategy on how to become a powerful global voice of transformation. You got to be a good listener. I listen for stories that encourage, that motivate, that inspire. There's a story in the internet of a little 8-year-old Ukrainian girl who went up to a soldier who had all of his gear and his rifle and everything he needs to kill somebody. And this little girl, unarmed, but all she had was her fist, and she went up and she punched him. Now, of course, she didn't cause any damage, but she was striking a blow for give me liberty or give me death. I know you can kill me. I know you don't value my life. I know y'all just blew up a hospital with children in there. I know that, but we're fighting for our freedom here. And all I got is this right here, and I'm gonna come up there, I'm gonna punch you with everything I got. Now that's inspiring. I want to hear those kind of stories. Tell me stories that I can share, that can lift people's spirits, that can encourage people. Because see, at the end of the day, we don't know how strong we are until we have to be strong. You don't know enough about yourself to be a wimp. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You are more than a conqueror. And when you just be with that, I'm more than a conqueror. I'm made in the likeness and image of God. It doesn't get any better than that. I've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. These are not just words to be read, but to be lived from. People say, practice what you preach. No, preach what you practice. Sometimes you have to get an attitude with yourself and begin to realize we're more blessed than we give ourselves credit for being, and we must focus on that. When I get up in the morning, I have a gratitude list. I have things that I write down that I'm grateful for, that you can hear me, that I can see. I got my nephew, James, he went stone blind. My twin brother's son, blind at 38. I'm grateful that I have the ability to see and to hear, and that I can pick up my body weight. There was a period of time I was being rolled around in a wheelchair because of sciatica pain and the pain from the little C, cancer. So there's going to always be some stuff. Viktor Frankl, he talks about it in Man's Search for Meaning. He said, you either in a problem, or you just left one, or you headed toward one. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God. What is that armor? Faith. And faith not tested can't be trusted. Perseverance. You're going to go through some stuff. Lady, she had a car accident and her neck was broken. She said, my neck was broken, but my neck didn't break me. Although she's a quadriplegic, she's still living a productive life. She's not somewhere feeling sorry for herself. The other thing is, you got to watch who you talk to. I have a friend named Ed Foreman who just passed a few weeks ago. And it's the first seminar that I went to. Ed had something that he did, and at first I didn't get it. Ed will never ask you, how you doing? I said, Ed, why don't you ask how people are feeling? He said, because they might tell you. He said, no. He said, I just tell him, you're doing great. You look better this time than the last time I saw you. He said, I compliment him. I find something good to say because people want to tell somebody about what they're dealing with, but you want to call forth those things that be not as though they were. Do you believe that? Are you down with that? Do you understand what I'm sharing with you right now? It's a part of what we have been told, and it's something that we don't want to just hear it, but to live from that place, to stand in that place of power. I believe that we're here for a reason. And all this stuff that's happening, that God is in the midst of it. But therefore, take unto you the whole armor that we've got to stand up inside ourselves and face it head on, called life. And sometimes I have to get an attitude with myself because sometimes things get to me. Got a son who's bipolar schizophrenic. And I had to realize, hey, that's his trip. He doesn't want to take his medication. He's 38 years old. That's beyond me. That's him and God. They got to work that thing out. I'm not going to stress myself out about some stuff that I can't control. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot control, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. See, it's easy to say those nice little words when you don't have any pain in your body and your bills are paid, and you're not facing foreclosure, or your relationship is working out fine and your children act like they have good sense. It's easy to say those things. But when life knocks, when life challenges you, that's when you have to pull and call on the whole armor. That's when you have to be able to understand, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Oh boy, this thing called life. I saw something with some actors they were talking about. Had they learned when they were younger that whatever you're going through right now, if it's bad, if it's painful, if it's tragic, guess what? This too shall pass. And whatever you're going through right now, if it's a celebration, you're happy, you are joyful, things are going great, you feel good in your body, you're physically capable to doing whatever you want to do, your relationship is working out fine, this too shall pass. What do you mean? Life is a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes things go well, sometimes they don't go so well. And we have the power to be an observer and not buy into it and decide, wait a minute, I'm going to find some good in this. I'm going to wrestle with this angel until I find my blessing up in here. Life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, peace of mind, for your relationship, for your health, once you stop fighting for what you want, a good night's sleep, a relationship that's where you love each other and care about each other and got each other's back. Once you are unwilling to fight for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. I ain't playing with you. I'm telling you what I know. You have something special. And even if you don't believe me, I don't care. I'm going to say it until I get through to you. Why? Because that's my mission. I believe live your life the way you want to leave your life. And that's what I'm doing. My goal is to leave my life inspiring you, encouraging you, lifting spirits, reminding you of the greatness that you have in you, reminding you that you are a treasure, you are a masterpiece because you're a piece of the master. Oh, behave. Hello. So having said those words, I want you to know, Tyrone and I, my little squirrel friend, you have something special. You have greatness in you. This conversation is about developing your superpower. In the beginning was the word. See, our parents give us our bodies and our facial features and our physical features, but God give us our voice. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God and dwelt among men. Our voice. Death and life is in the tongue. Most people speak more death than they do life. Our voice, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. Oh, come on now. Come on. Our voice. You want to change your life? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. When shall the kingdom of God come? The kingdom of God cometh not by observation. They shall say it's neither lo there, lo here. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. It's within you. Woo, wow. Our voice, the kingdom is voice activated. That's why when you encourage someone, you stir up something in them. That's why when you speak, that you're able to ignite and release the kingdom of stories of greatness and potential and artistry, and enable them to expose themselves to a part of themselves that they can't go to by themselves, and that when you spoke, you exposed them to the kingdom of potential in them to live a larger life, to live the life that they were chosen to live their calling. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. And that calling is something that you love it so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. Most people are doing things just to get paid. Let me tell you something. When you do something that's you, it's a different kind of feeling. It's a different kind of experience. If you're ready to make money with your voice, with your story, with your knowledge, with your experiences, with things that you've seen, things that you have observed, I got to tell you this story. Listen, you won't believe this. This is going to blow your mind. You won't believe it, and you're going to believe it. It's shocking. It's a drop the mic moment. It's jaw dropping what I'm about to tell you right now. Just let some other people know and say, Les is about to say something that you're going to say, whoa, wow. I'm telling you, do it right now. Have somebody else. Listen to me. I will tell you this story. And I'm gonna find a way to make it work for you, all right? Okay, I thought it just dropped in my spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is primarily to men. Brothers, fathers, it's time to step up. Oh, some of you are. You provide and you protect, but far too many don't. My son, my oldest son, was working on his job. And there's a young lady that he knew that he was talking to, and a guy came by and spoke to her, and she didn't say anything. And so when she left from talking to my son, listen to me. This guy said to my son, "Hey, man, what's up with her? I've been trying to get a conversation with her, and she won't talk to me. She's ignoring me. She won't give me the time of day." And my son said, "I don't know." So when the guy walked away and she came back, because she moved deliberately, because she saw him coming over where my son and she was sitting. And so my son, Calvin, asked her, "Why did you move deliberately?" And this guy saying he's been speaking to you, but you won't give him the time of day. You know what she said? He is the father of our son. And because he's not involved, because he doesn't come around, he doesn't remember my face. Good God from Zion. Whoa! You can't make this kind of stuff up. You can't make this up. He'd been absent. He's a sperm donor. You can't make this stuff up. He's not involved in his child's life. He's been away so long, so absent, he doesn't even remember the face of the mother of their child. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, we have. Oh, oh, boy. Hmm. You can't make that up. That's heavy. Yes. Drop the mic. You know what Tyrone said? You about to make me cuss, Mr. Brown. If you don't know Tyrone, it's a squirrel that's outside my window. He's taught me squirrely. He doesn't know how to speak English yet, but I understand it. You know, I've been in the house too long. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, this thing called life is just too much. It's just too much. As Jerry would say. See, part of being able to change what's looking back at you in the mirror is being around the right people. That's major. Being around the right people, having the right coach, the right mentor, having a different kind of environment, having different stuff coming in your ears. Nothing gets through except through the ears and the eyes. This is a time, this place where we are, you have to create a shift in your environment. You want to create an environment deliberately that sets you up to win. If you're ready to do that, so I'm ready to win. If you're hungry, see, the reason that I put in the work to change that guy that was looking back at me in the mirror, I was hungry to win. I was a father, a husband, I had car note and mortgage note. I was hungry to know the best part of myself that I did not see yet, and I was willing to invest in me to make that happen. I didn't have the money to do it, but I couldn't afford not to do it. See, sometimes when it comes to you, you got to become a no matter what person. That whatever it takes, that you're willing to do it. And part of that is to sacrifice. But when you start talking about how do I leave a legacy? How do I create a presence that when I die, that there will still be conversations beyond 2 weeks after I'm gone? A friend of mine died and somebody asked, hey, well, I haven't seen Marvin for a few days. Oh, Marvin's dead. He's dead. Yeah. How long he's been dead? Oh, man, about 6 months? Are you kidding me? I didn't know. You know why I didn't know? Because Marvin's life was so inconsequential. His presence was not missed. Now, most people, when they die, their presence will not be missed. But there's certain people, when they go, the word will go out. The word will go. John Lewis, oh, the word went out. Elijah Cumming, the word went out. These are bad brothers up in here. Aunt Boo Boo, Cicely Tyson, that's what we call her, Aunt Boo Boo. Cicely Tyson, when she took her last breath, the word went out. Her presence was felt. She made an impact. Those brothers made an impact with their lives. We're here to make a difference. Make an impact. If you're ready to make an impact, if you're ready to learn how to do that, to be around the right people, to be in a community of people that will introduce you to a part of yourself that you can't discover by yourself. If you're hungry, you gotta be hungry. And this place where we are right now, you wanna make it? Some stuff's about to happen. The bottom's about to drop out. With 47 million jobs being taken over by artificial intelligence. I saw online the other day, they had a robot jumping rope. I'm not making this up. A robot jumping rope, making salads, pouring drinks. Excuse me? I'm not making this up. This is the time you have to reinvent yourself, to stay ahead of technology. This is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge, because that's what you have to do. If you're around people who are on the same level that you are, who have not done what you've done, that you can't learn from, if you're around people who don't lift your spirit, people who don't inspire you, people who don't hold you accountable, people who don't challenge you, people that you can't learn by, you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. You around me, you learn how to earn $70,000 an hour or more. Why? Because of the relationship. People rub off on you. Sidney Poitier, I love to talk about him in the book called The Measure of a Man. When you go for a walk with somebody, something happens. Either they adjust to your pace or you adjust to their pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? And most of us have been adjusting to the pace of people below us. People who have no goals, people who have no dreams, people who are doing the same thing day in and day out. No sense of responsibility, no commitment to their children, no idea of building a vision and living from a life of legacy. When they die and they take their last breath, rather than leaving a legacy, they leave liabilities. Oh, help me, Lord. Can you believe that? This guy trying to have a conversation with a woman and ask my son when he comes back over, why won't she talk to me? What's up with her? She's stuck up for something? And when my son asked her when she came back, when he left, what's up? You don't like him? Well, I know him very well. We had a baby together. And because he doesn't come around, because he never came back once I called him and said, I'm pregnant, he doesn't even remember how I look. And he's never seen his son, our son. I have nothing to say. Whew. As my mother would say, do Jesus. That's what Baby Brown would say. The message we're going to give you today, it affects everybody, because we're going to be talking about something that's very important in pursuit of your goals and dreams. Very important when it comes to developing yourself, your talents, your abilities, your skills. Because one of the things I'm going to be talking about, I think, is one of the things that people don't spend enough time on. They talk about time management. You can't manage time. Everybody is 24 hours. What's most important is managing yourself, what you do with your time. People ask me all the time, how do you know so many quotes? I say, I take the time to memorize them. Hello, you think? I put the work in. I use my time differently than other speakers, other trainers, other life coaches. So I want you to think about what it is that you're doing with your time today. And you know what? If you look at it, if you really look at it, all of us are basically the same. The only difference is how you use your time. I know people who have a lot of talent in specific areas, and the difference between them and other people is the time that they put in. Listen to me. As you look at yourself, look at where you are right now in your life, the people that are going to come out on top, the people that are going to make an impact, the people that are going to achieve their goals are the people who are mindful on how they use their time. And one of the things that you have to do is practice. You have to practice being mindful and asking yourself, is this the most productive use of my time? While my friends were having a good time, while my friends were partying, and I love to party, But I spent more time working on developing myself and my skills. I spent more time with my coach, Mike Williams, who wrote the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff, than I did with my friends. Why? I like my friends, but they weren't going to pay my bills. But the things that I was going to learn from Mike as a coach, as a trainer, I could generate a lot of money. And it allowed me to be able to walk away from my job. Write this down. If you use your time correctly, you'll be able to generate walk away money. If you use your time correctly, you'll be able to generate walk away money. The average person, time is no big deal to them. How many of you know people like that? Look at it. I mean, come on now, just be honest. Even if it's you, just blink your eyes. I see you. That you know people have a lot of talent, a lot of abilities, a lot of things going for them, but they're not using their time appropriately. You don't manage time, you have to manage yourself. And what I did, I just carved out time every day to memorize a minimum of 3 to 5 quotes every day. You give me a topic, I can roll with it. I don't need a second to think about it, because it's in here. I spend time working, reading, listening, and different ways in which I could use the quote to drive a point home, use the quote to create humor, use the quote to create special moments. And if you're serious, and everybody right now, everybody listening to me right now, you listening to me right now, you want to become a great presenter. In order to become a great presenter, in order to develop presentation power, you have to develop your power voice. How do you do that? You invest the effort and the time. If you want to put in the time so that you can learn a new skill virtually, so that you can get out of a job that's not you, and be able to go into your own business and do it from the comfort of your home. Now, I used to travel all over the world. I enjoyed that very much, but homie ain't traveling no more. No. My buddy Tyrone, he said, no, don't do that no more. Some of y'all don't know Tyrone. Tyrone was a squirrel outside my window on the west side of my house, all right? So here's something that Shakespeare said. He said, defer no time. Delays have dangerous consequences. Let me share something with you. I remember when I had the opportunity to audition for a play at Miami-Dade Community College. Mrs. Werner was the director there, and I didn't show up on time. Somebody else got the role. The reason I didn't show up, truthfully, not just because I was late, but because I didn't believe in myself. I said, well, something else will come up and I'll be able to get that role. Nothing else came up, and that was it. And so we've all had experiences. I want you to think about it. Something you put off and it cost you. It cost you. The guy was talking to me about becoming a part of my speaker training program. And I said, okay, I got a slot that's available now. So he said, I'll call you tomorrow. He didn't call. And so he saw me about 2 weeks later and said, hey, can I sign up now? Because one of my graduates told him how good it was for them. And I said, no. He said, why not? I said, you have to take advantage of the opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. I said, I don't have any openings for you now. But at some time, maybe 3 months, 4 months from now, that slot might be available again when somebody graduates. You have to take advantage of an opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. Is there something that you want to do? Some goal that you want to achieve? Something that's important to you? Some place that you want to go? Something that's important that as you look at it and think about it and said, I'd like to do this. One day I'm gonna. No. You don't know. You don't know. Don't operate with it. One day I'm gonna. I remember being with my best friend, Boo. He's since passed. And we were in Nassau, Bahamas. And I said, you know what, Boo? I said, this is the first time you and we've been traveling all over the world. This is the first time that we have time that we can spend here in Nassau, and you can find relatives that you haven't talked to in years. He said, oh, I got to get back to the States because I've got to cook. There's a special event for the church. I said, hey, guess what, Boo? They can get another cook. This is enough time in advance, a week in advance. Make a call, tell them that you will not be there because you are on vacation, and we've never taken the time to spend this time together just having fun. We traveled when I was speaking, and we went from city to city. My cousin Boo and I were in Nassau, and we traveled, and I would speak, and Boo always went with me. And so, but we wanted to have some time special together where I would go to a beautiful place and I didn't have to speak. And so I said, this is a place, let's do it here. Let's spend 3 weeks to a month here. Find relatives of yours that live here in Nassau, in Bimini. And we can just chill out. And he said, I can't. I said, why not? He said, because I have to cook for an event that's taking place at the church. I said, you have enough time in advance. Call them and let them know. He said, there is nobody else. I said, listen to me. If something happened to you, they will find somebody else. They will not cancel the event. He did not know, and I did not know. When he said, I can't do it, he did not know that he would not be able to do it for the church, to cook for the church. He died a few days after we got back, and they got another cook. They got another cook. Sometimes we think that we're irreplaceable. We're not. Somebody's waiting. When you have a goal, a dream, or something that you want to do, if you don't do it, somebody else will step in. Trust me, nobody is irreplaceable. Somebody will step in like they stepped in for my cousin Boo, and they cooked. And that's all I was thinking about as I sat there in the front row looking at him in the casket, because he always gave of himself, but we never took time to give to ourselves. And so that moment that we had was the last that we had the opportunity to spend 3 weeks together without my speaking. We never did. There's a quote. Miles Davis says, time is not the main thing. Time is the only thing. And he's absolutely right. So I want to ask you, how are you spending your time? How much are you putting in and focusing on the things that bring you joy, the things that make you smile, the things that make you feel good and laugh? How much time and energy are you focused on spending time with people that you love? You know, in order to live a life of no regrets, this lady, she worked for hospice, and she wrote this book, and it was about living a life of no regrets. And she said people who were dying, that what they regretted was not things dealing with how much money they made in their business, but how little time they spent with people that meant a lot to them, that if they had their lives to live over again, they would spend their time with certain people. At the end of my conversation with you, I'm encouraging you to make a list of some people that you need to deepen your relationship, or somebody that you need to write a letter to and say, hey, I love you, and I just want to thank you for what you've meant to me. I didn't say text them. No, that's impersonal. No, just people don't get letters anymore. I used to remember you would go to the drugstore, you get a little tablet, you get your pens and everything. You would text, all right? No, when you write a letter, that's personal. You take the time to do that. I sent out some letters to some friends the other day, and they called me and say, hey, thank you very much. It meant a lot to me because I put the time in to do it, to think about it. And I just get a card saying all the words that I wanted to say. I said it in my own voice. So I'm encouraging you, one, think about some people who you care about and who care about you, and it meant something to you at some point in time, and you would just like to do something kind by writing them a letter, by taking the time to let them know that you were thinking about them. How are you using your time? If there's something that you want to do in your life that you've been thinking about for a long time, carve out the time to do it. Stop putting it off. There's another quote, and I love quotes. You know I love them. Here's what I love. And this one says, sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Sometimes you don't know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. I was talking to two friends of mine, and they knew Dr. Howard Thurman when they were younger. Now, some of you know Dr. Howard Thurman. Most people don't. He was a mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I was so blown away. I said, you knew Dr. Howard Thurman? Yes. And I have these CDs that I was listening to that they gifted me. And I said, what was he like? And you know what they said? Well, he was a nice guy. He was thoughtful. He was quiet. You could tell he was a deep thinker. I said, well, did you ask him things and just try and pull out some ideas, concepts, or thoughts that he might have? I said, no. We didn't know he was all of that. Dr. Howard Thurman, come in, sir. The centering moment. Deep is the hunger. The two primary questions that one should ask oneself in life. Number one, where am I going? Number two, who's going with me? And if you ever ask those questions in the wrong order, you'll be in serious trouble. Oh, he was a bad brother. They said, we didn't know he was all that. Oh my goodness. I've had some moments with people that I did not know they were all that. And I blew it. That had I known who they were, oh, I would have maximized that memory. I'd have got more out of our meeting. If you agree with me, I want you to put yes in the comment section. If you've ever had some moments with somebody and you really didn't take advantage of it, it was no big deal to you at that time, and then one day you realize, wait a minute, I didn't use my time wisely with that person. And so right now, in this era, this history-changing era where we are, the people that are going to come out on top, the people that are going to get control of their destiny, the people that are going to maximize this place in history and be stronger and be fortified in terms of their mental resolve and in terms of their families and their skills and their ability to create incredible wealth, are people that are using their times more productively. The people who take the time to learn something new. I say, and I want to say it every day. If you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. If you're willing to learn, no one can stop you.